Welcome back. This is our fourth and final episode of Talking Tech with CSI. I'm your host, Brett Glover. It's been a pleasure to be joined by community bankers this season, and I'm happy to be back with Michelle Medea Bradley of Providence Bank. Thanks for being with us again.
It's great to be back, Brett. Thank you.
Absolutely. So the first episode, we got to learn a lot about how you guys are influencing your communities and how that is vice versa influencing your employees,
Right.
how all that works hand in hand. You also have experienced a pretty significant growth rate in the past 5 years in a tough environment, and was wondering if you'd be willing to share with us some of your successes there and some of the things you've also learned through your acquisition strategies.
Yeah, absolutely. It has definitely been a busy 5 years. So in 2019, we made an acquisition of Urban Partnership Bank, which essentially doubled the size of the bank. Took on a whole new set of challenges for us. We were getting settled into that. We were introducing new products and services, and then of course, pandemic happened. So that presented a whole nother set of challenges. Jumped into teams. We had to rework how our workforce interacted through virtual meetings and things of that nature. And got settled in there. And then in 2022, we made another acquisition of Leaders Bank. It was about $350 million, which brings us today to about $1.6 billion. So we've been very busy with growing our organization.
So in a short time, you've pretty much tripled the size of your organization, asset size, and I know there's so much that comes along with that. When you think about, was the reasoning for specifically growing through acquisition some of the competitive landscape that you are in currently?
Yeah, I think that's a great question and point. I think it's multifaceted. We tend to look for acquisitions that fit our culture. We also look for acquisitions that are smart acquisitions. I mean, our business model is organic and acquiring. Liquidity, it's everything, finding footprints that are missing in our branch network and trying to fill those gaps as we make these acquisitions. We try and find the best fit for the branch. So yeah, it's been exciting. It's been busy, but I think we're in a really good spot to continue.
So if there is a community bank out there that's in the spot of considering maybe it's time to grow through acquisition. I know you've learned a lot going through several of these now. What's maybe a couple of good pointers or tips that you would kind of throw out there for them to consider?
Yeah, I think operational efficiencies is really key, and that's something that we were very focused on, because you don't make an acquisition and not have operational efficiencies, right? So we spent a lot of time on that, trying to figure out how to improve our technology, improve our payments, improve our platforms, and obviously working with you and CSI has been amazing in getting us there. And I think the other piece of this is to make a smart acquisition. You know, do your homework, make sure that you understand what you're getting into, right? Because it's important.
Absolutely. And talk real quick about some of the key pieces that you've been able to look at when it comes to people and some of the talent that you found and help bring those into the fold.
Oh, absolutely. I think when you buy a bank that's your size, there's a lot of talent that you bring on. And in both of these recent acquisitions, and I must say that over the 20-year span of our organization, we've made a lot of acquisitions along the way. Some have been small, some have been one-off branches, and then of course the Urban was the largest. But in both of these last ones, we've been able to bring a lot of talent to the table to enhance the talent that we have. And a lot of these areas are really growing exponentially, and our customers' demands are different and their expectations are different. We're competing in Northwest Indiana and the cusp of Chicago, and so we're up against the big banks, and so we're focused on that.
So now we look at the next 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe the next 6 months.
Well, it's going to be a busy 5 years, I'm sure, and it'll go by quickly, but lots of challenges out there. I mean, I don't think any community banker today would deny that we've got regulatory pressure, we have interest rate pressure, we've got an election coming up, we've got this, political climate. We just have so much happening. And then trying to be competitive with products and services and make sure that we're hitting these various segments of the market, the baby boomer group all the way down to whatever they're calling the new group today. But it's just, there's a lot happening, and I think we're well positioned for that.
Yeah. Is there one area more than the other as you think about the success of our industry and specifically Providence Bank that when it comes to a technology that you're really focused on?
That's a great question. I think it would be our digital experience. Obviously with all the fraud happening.
Absolutely.
I think digital for us is going to be a key, and it's really that seamless digital experience across all of our platforms, whether it's someone coming into the call center through our internal Teams platforms or any of the platforms that we're working on with CSI. So just trying to create that baseline that we deliver the experience that our customers have come to expect, because our focus is always customer service.
Absolutely. Well, thanks so much once again. And folks, that is going to do it for season 3 of Talking Tech with CSI. Been so pleased to be your host and to get to share this with some awesome, amazing community bankers. Please, we'd like to know what you would like to hear about next season, so feel free to share that using the hashtag Talking Tech with CSI. Until then, thanks so much.